What's going on, guys? Rob with 3STRONG here. Today I'm going to show you how to deadlift. And the deadlift is much like the squat, and it's one of those movements that people are afraid of, or they think they know how to do it and then they end up hurting themselves because their technique was flawed. So I'm going to go over a couple of key things that you need to know so you could grab a bar, do some deadlifts, work that lower back, butt, hamstrings, and the only thing you need to get started is this light little PVC pipe or a barbell, a little bit manlier. But this, if you notice, is perfectly straight, or as straight as I can get it. That's what we want our back to do. Our back is going to be perfectly straight. And the deadlift is a movement where we grab the bar from the ground, or we can even start at the top. There's actually different types of deadlifts. There's a Romanian deadlift or a stiff-legged deadlift where you start from the top and then go down, or the regular deadlift where you start from the ground and then you stand up, all that stuff. Regardless of what variation you do, most important thing, remember when I said that PVC pipe is very flat? We want our back to be as flat and as rigid as this PVC pipe. And this PVC pipe, as you can see, is going to be my frame of reference. So the first thing, you need to get your back into that very upright position. First thing, get that PVC pipe set up touching your tailbone, the middle of your back, between your shoulder blades, and then the back of your head. This is the position that we're looking for. And then from there, don't let that gut push out, keep those abs tight. So as I go down, I'm going to maintain those three contact points: tailbone, middle of the back, and the head. And for some of you with poor posture, this is going to be very difficult. So get those 3 points, and you are going to push those hips back and try to tilt forward. Notice how I'm keeping those contact points. If I lose it with the head, or if I round, I lose it. So try to keep yourself as upright as possible and force yourself to stretch the hamstrings and go down, keeping your back as rigid as this little guy right here. That is a great place to start if you're not sure how to do it, because you've seen a lot of these. There are so many videos online of guys trying to lift a ton of weight, and then they end up doing this nice rounded back deadlift and they slide it up their thighs. That is absolutely not what we're looking for. That's a back injury waiting to happen. Getting your back locked into place, using that frame of reference there if you need to, getting the tailbone, middle back, and the back of the head aligned. And then once you feel comfortable with that, and you can feel the stretch in the hamstrings, which is what we're going to do, back stays locked in, hamstrings and butt do the work. So notice how now I'm forcing the stretch in the hamstrings as I go down, and then I stand up, keeping the hamstrings and the butt tight. The second I lose that, now notice how my butt doesn't really do anything, my hips aren't doing anything, this is all back. Once you bring that bar up, you are going to go down and drive back up. So the variation that I want you guys to practice, you can use a bar, PVC pipe. Once you get your back set up, don't even worry about picking that bar up off the ground. Don't even worry about that. Just first get it up off the ground. You are going to start with these Romanian deadlifts. You're going to start from the top. Get yourself set up, pull that bar into your hips, let that bar slide down your thighs, and maintain that nice flat back posture. Go down to just the knees. There's a point where your hamstrings are saying no, and then the back has to round to go down. Go to that point. Go to that stopping point with the hamstrings. Stand up nice and tall, squeeze your butt, and then back down. Let the bar slide down the thighs to the tops of the knees. Stand back up. That's your homework. That's your Romanian deadlift. And then you can start picking the bar up off the ground. Okay, guys? This is a nice little tool, huh? See you tomorrow.